So this video is a reintroduction of my channel, but I'm going to take a different course this time. Instead of what you guys are used to me producing in the past, and you can see my catalog of foolishness that I have on my channel to figure out what I'm talking about. But I've come across a problem where I have a creative block as to what am I going to start producing now. Since 5 years that I've been gone or more, there's been a whole lot of channels out there, a lot of communications channel, either be amateurs or things of that nature, and of course the standby guys that I go to, like Survival Comms and Julian over at Off Grid Ham Radio, Oscar Hilo 8 Sierra Tango November. Those are my two go-to guys whenever they, make a video. I'm there to watch it because it's always been stellar, right on the money information. Between these guys and a slew of newer guys and a bunch of other people producing these videos, what I have to offer to the community is pretty much similar to what all these guys are producing anyway. So I don't want to regurgitate the same old information with different seasoning. My seasoning on it. It's kind of redundant, let's say. So I like to kind of go against the grain, do things out of left field, away from the popular stuff and the reviews and all that stuff. I like to get into the nitty gritty of things and see what something unique that I could bring to the table. What I like to focus on is to focus on incident communication technician deployments, or short COMT for short, Charlie Oscar Mike Tango. And there's a few videos that I produced that kind of gives an insight as to what that is and everything. And I'm going to make a playlist with just that information and put all the videos in there so you could get an idea of what I'm talking about. And that's the direction of where I'm going to bring this channel. Though I'm still going to be the goofy dad in this garage, trying to get into trouble with some of the stuff I like to do personally. I might sprinkle in a little bit of stuff of that, camping and firearms and whatever hobby I'm into, but I'm primarily going to focus on this COMT thing. And what brought this about was on these past deployments in the last couple of years, I've had people that I would never suspect would stumble upon my little channel come up to me and say, "Hey, when are you going to produce more videos?" And I can't run and hide because I'm right there in their face. And but the thing is, these guys were all encouraging me to come back to the fold, start producing, and it's really really cool to hear that and to think that there is a demand out there and stuff, and that's what I'm here to do, I guess. Not only the guys that I meet out in the wild and stuff, and that I work with on these deployments and whatnot, but also guys like you here on YouTube that send me, messages or comments on some of the videos here, saying where I'm at and all that stuff. You guys too. You guys pester me into coming back, but it's time for me to come back, and I want to come back. I just had some personal things to take care of. Maybe someday I'll get into that story, but it's pretty unique. But I won't get into it because it's kind of personal. But anyway, how am I going to come back is to kind of contribute Wildland fire communication scenario there. I've been doing that a lot since 2008, I want to say. And I've learned a lot of lessons through the years, a lot of weird lessons. I could honestly say throughout all those years, I've been humbled each and every single deployment that I've been out there. There is something different each and every single time when I get deployed out there, whether it be technical, uh, leadership-wise, or mainly technical. But the terrain, the incident itself, it's a very fluid, dynamic scenario that puts you through the paces, and it would humble you like you wouldn't believe. And what also gave me the inspiration to start producing videos again as well is almost every time that I go out to these deployments, especially on Fed fires and some state fires here in California as well, uh, I come across some sites or some situations where there's a lot of rookie mistakes, let's say. Most of the time, they're caught by the veterans that are around there, the old hats, CommTs that are out there. But, like in everything, things fall through the cracks. And there is a demand for CommTs out there. And mind you, my situation or my position in that particular field and a lot of other guys, their background is in electronics, communication electronics. So they've been through the schools, whether by hard knocks in the military or college or even both, along with a lot of field time out there to build up this experience and stuff. They've been around the block a few times, let's say. But then you get the newbies. Uh, and this position for the from the National Wildlife Coordination Group, for the CommT position, it's a course. It's called the S Sierra 258 course, which is the CommT course that qualifies a person to go out to these incidents, to become a CommT and support the incident under that capacity. And sometimes it's a stepping stone to go into higher positions like COML, then logistics chief, and then all these other positions. Uh, and a lot of times it's for just regular people to do something out of the box and not go as their normal everyday job, like a firefighter or a captain on a fire department and things like that. Do something different. They want to come over to the comm unit to do that. And there's a high turnover rate, especially in the Fed system, that I see. I don't know for sure. I don't have statistics, but from what I see and on Facebook, where you have these wildland communication groups, you see the what do you call it? Messages going there. Hey, we need two CommTs. We need this CommT in this field. We need, there's a big need, and there was a lot of currently a shortage of CommTs to supply all these wildfires and other incidents too, like floods and disasters and things like that. But there's a need and a shortage of CommTs out there. So there's a high turnover rate that I see. So there's a constant turnover of personnel, and of course they come up through the ranks as far as the CommT section, and they don't have enough experience to for things of this nature. So with that scenario there, I like to kind of like fill in the hole maybe by producing videos directed to this community, to where they could come and look at my video and say, oh yeah, I've come across that, and all that, business there. Just a go-to place for them to kind of like learn things that are not taught in the S-258 course. You have your book smarts, but now you got to get your street smarts now, and that's where I'm coming from. We're going to get street smart with this CommT position out there. Mostly, it's going to be a lot of armchair quarterbacking. So just like in the video catalog, the playlist that I'm going to make, we're going to get onto the table and see things from the map point of view, from radio propagation maps and all these things, and go out to the field and deploy it and the whole gamut, and cover all the mistakes that I've seen out there, that I've done myself too as a rookie technician out there as well. And I've made a lot of mistakes, if not more, than the new guys that are not communication. So in the meantime, I'm gearing up for the new season, the 2025 season. I purchased some gear that I want to test out and maybe take out to the field. And funny enough, during the Palisade fires, the LA Pasadena fires that took out devastated neighborhoods and stuff, I deployed one of this gear that I've used out in the field to see how it works. But it wasn't really a fair, usage of it because everything was in our favor as far as communication, at least on the eastern fire. With that, we're going to see my buildup of my gear to go out to the field, test some equipment, and here I have a small example of what I'm talking about. So this is a small example of what I'm going to be reviewing coming soon. Got ourselves this is a disc cone antenna. This is a VHF UHF log periodic and directional antenna. Got some Yagis in the back there. Going to compare them both. All of this. This is a weird receive antenna, wideband receiver, and this is another weird receiver antenna. So that's what we're going to be covering here sometime soon as part of my workup to being field deployed on the this coming fire season. And of course, my geekness and what do you call it, curiosity, my geek curiosity of all this stuff to see how it works. This has already been to the field already. And we're all going to get down and dirty the Guerrillacomm way. Uh, Nonetheless, so down below in the description, I'm going to link a couple of resources for the Comt, the NWCG S258 course, and like I said, it's focused on this position here. For you guys outside the United States, I'm sure your country of origin have something similar, perhaps, or if not, this may be a framework of something you guys could set up out there wherever you're coming from. And also, this applies to a lot of state agencies like, Midwest or East Coast or whatever, that are not NWCG related, because you all have your comm units in your respective jurisdictions too. And actually, you guys, I think, have more high-speed, low-drag equipment out there that are more advanced than what we have in the Forest Service Nifc system. But in our little world, the wildfire world, the equipment has to be somewhat, low tech in a way, or so everyone could use it, not just the geeks out there. Uh, and you would need a PhD to work it or to deploy it. That's not we're not talking about that. So it's kind of like being in the armed services and their communications gear. So like I said, I got some links to what I'm talking about down at the descriptions. Also, the link to my new created playlist for ComTs, and let's hit the road running.